2 weeks ago, I ran out of space on my 4TB SSD, and I'm tired of buying these. Come with me as I set up my Synology NAS for the first time as a non-tech guy in my apartment, not in a studio. And yeah, this is what I did. Disclaimer, if you have no clue what a NAS is, please go watch a YouTube video and come back. I am not the guy to teach you about NASs. I just want to show you what I did, and there's lots of great tutorials out there. So I wanted a storage solution that would last me about 3 to 5 years of consistent filming. For me, that means about 4 terabytes per year. I wanted something user-friendly with minimal setup. I wanted it to be fast and reliable. So I got the Synology NAS 4-bay enclosure with 3 16 terabyte hard drives that are used for a RAID 5 configuration for redundancy. If you don't know what a RAID 5 configuration is, go Google that too. There's better videos, I promise you. And I got one 4 terabyte SSD that's running my active projects and 2 NVMe drives for caching. Essentially, the 16 terabyte hard drives will be grouped into one storage, and because of the RAID 5 configuration, it comes out to about 32 terabytes of usable space, and that will be my long-term storage. So I'm only really placing projects that I'm done with onto that volume. And then the 4 terabyte SSD is for my active projects. SSDs are much faster than hard drives, but they cost more per terabyte. So I got one 4 terabyte so that when I'm done with the project, I'll transfer it to the long-term storage where I won't access it as frequently. And then the thing that I wasn't quite sure on, but I'm really glad I got, is the NVMe drives. The NVMe drives are just for caching, so I don't know how to describe this. It's kind of like when you render a video so that you can play it back smoother. The first time through, it might take a second to load a file, but the second time, it's already been cached, so it can just access that cache faster. So I got 2 of them, one for the RAID and then one for the SSD, so I can access them at a much faster pace. Yeah, I think that makes sense. The total cost for the unit comes out to about $1,800, which is not cheap, but it's an investment for a long time. 4 terabyte SSDs, these run at about $300 to $400 depending, and they can add up. So putting it together is super easy. You just insert the hard drives. They only go one way. There's other videos. I'm not gonna get into it. And now actually connecting it to my computer was the thing that I spent most of my time researching. Because I'm in an apartment and I pay very little for my Wi-Fi, I was concerned that accessing it would be slow, and I didn't want slow. I want fast. And so I had to learn that there's a difference between internet and Ethernet, and internet is accessing outside of my house, and Ethernet is inside of my house. Not a tech guy. That's what I've gathered. Currently, I'm just trying to access it within my house for my desktop and my laptop. So I needed better Ethernet, which luckily, you can buy devices to level up your Ethernet. So I whipped out my company card and I got a 10 gigabyte Ethernet switch. I got a Thunderbolt 3 to 10 gigabyte Ethernet adapter, and that essentially plugs into my computer through the USB-C port. And then I got a 10 gigabyte Ethernet module that goes into the back of the NAS unit, which essentially just levels up the unit so that it can read and write in 10 gigabyte speed. The first problem I encountered is my Wi-Fi is in the bedroom and I wanted the NAS in my office. And the stupid Ethernet ports are stupid, and they're not Ethernet ports, they're telephone ports because they're stupid. So I got a Wi-Fi extender. So the first cable goes from the extender or the router straight into the switch, and then the cable runs from the NAS into the switch, and from the switch into the computer. So everything goes through the switch, and boom, you're connected. Now you can access the internet from your NAS and you can get it all set up. And now you just got to get it up and running, which took a grand total of one video from this creator, SpaceRex. I learned so much from him about setting up the NAS. He is just incredible. Go check him out, watch that video, and then come back. At this point in my researching, all I wanted to know was, okay, what is it like to actually use it? I couldn't envision it. At this point, all the nerding is past you. You've done the research, you've set it up. It's now like here, like it exists. How do you get files on it? And how do you manipulate those files? So on the website with your NAS, you're gonna set up a shared folder. Again, SpaceRex goes through it all with super detailed. It's incredible. So follow that video when you're actually setting it up. But with your shared folder, you will then have access to that on your home page. When you're in Finder, you're gonna go down to Network and you'll see your shared projects there. You can, inside a network, I called the NAS the bank, you can then see I have current projects, these two are irrelevant, and then I have the vault. And so the vault is my RAID setup for long-term. Current projects is as it's named. Inside of that, I have my personal projects and my company projects, and then and they're labeled however you organize your files. It's just as easy as that. You can then make shortcuts to your homepage. So for instance, down here you can see the vault, and if I click on it, it'll pull up the long-term storage that I can access. And then this is my company's projects, and when you click on it, it goes straight to their folders. Boom, you can set it up however you want. Also, as like an added bonus, if you want to change the picture of your folder, you just hit get info and then click here and then paste whatever you want. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It's not simple. I can't believe I just said it's simple. That's crazy. It's not simple at all. Oh my gosh. But honestly, it really has helped me be more organized, because I started realizing like different places where I was like duplicating things. It's like your own personal Google Drive. Like you can access it from your phone if you want to set up certain applications. If you can access it from your laptop, your desktop, you can access all of your projects without ever having to plug in a hard drive, and it's so nice. The speed difference from testing the 10 gigabyte versus I originally got a 1 gigabyte switch is it's crazy how much faster it is. Originally with the 1 gigabyte switch, I tried transferring a terabyte of footage and it took 18 hours. After the 10 gig setup, it took about 20 minutes to transfer 300 gigabytes. So really, at the previous speed, it should have taken 3 to 5 hours to transfer 300 gigabytes, and now it can do it in 20 minutes. So the 10 gigabyte to me is definitely worth it. It has helped me reach the speed that I wanted. And then the RAID setup is just, I think, really nice for that, like, not having to worry about if a drive fails, the others can replace that data, and the SSD really just helps with that speed again. So far, it looks like it's gonna work out for me. My biggest thing is, as I want to build a team, if I want other people to access it outside of my house, I need to figure out how to increase the speed of my internet so that it's more attainable of a goal. And I understand if you're kind of hesitant to make that switch, because it's a big deal and it takes a lot of time and it's expensive. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But of course, I'm not a tech guy. I've never claimed to be a tech guy. So please keep your roasting to yourself. I'm just making this to help out fellow filmmakers or solo non-tech people like myself. So yeah, happy to share any other insights, but that's what's working for me. And yeah, we'll see. If there's anything changes, I'll let you know. All right, peace.